have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
Good early morning, YouTube. It's 7:20. Heidi's been up since
5, before 5.
Yeah, she went to bed though, I think. Well, she fell asleep on the couch here.
Yeah, but it was like 11.
No.
It wasn't 10.
It was later. It was closer to 11 whenever you first kind of fell asleep here. And then when we went to bed...
I didn't fall asleep before your shower.
All I know is I went to bed... Last time I looked at my phone, it was 1.
Yeah. It was 11 something.
And then Heidi dropped something.
Yeah. I woke him up.
Yeah, she dropped something in the...
I was trying to be super careful, and I'm like, I pulled a dumb
As soon as I heard that, I'm
like,
oh, what was that, a branch? What, did something hit? What was that? What was that noise?
Shoot.
So, man, I just seen that the blind is crooked. It's mounted crooked on the thing.
Yep.
Here, the blind, you can see more of the black edge there than you can here.
Makes me wonder if the window isn't mounted crooked.
No, no, it is
How come
definitely
it's even down here?
because the window's not mounted crooked. That's why.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah, they mounted the top crooked, and I don't think it's. Anyways, I know what it is. Whenever they put that blind back up, whenever they remounted the window, they screwed up the blind mount.
I don't.
Yeah, the blind mount. I'll look at it.
They made a new hole.
Probably.
Morons.
So what we'll do is head out of here. We need to leave out here early. The other place that we're going to, they said that we can check. They wanted us to check in before 3:30.
Yeah.
If they said if not, they gave us instructions what to do. But so it's a 4-hour drive. You can get the idea. This will get us up there maybe around. I expect to leave here around 8:15, 8:30. So
Yeah.
1:30. We'll try that. I just got that video up for you guys. So welcome to the next portion of our trip and what's happening with us still being on the initial leg of our full-time journey on the road. It's not a camping trip. I don't know what to call it. Our life.
Full-time living.
Yeah, full-time living. But our life. And if you just joined on with us, welcome. Our videos will change and be a little bit different as we move along here. I'll get into a better routine. There's a lot of things that I didn't do with these videos that I've posted and I wanted to do. I think there's just a lot of stuff on my plate right now that I'm trying to incorporate into a routine. And I think a lot of YouTube channels I noticed that are out there full-timing, they'll either give you a real explicit overview of the park or maybe they'll show, and I don't know, if you guys want to see that, I can. Put down your suggestions in the comments. The musical montage of the drive, I've never really cared for that so much because I wanted to experience the drive and I wanted to see the sights when I'm driving. So I didn't watch that on other YouTubers. However, there's people out there that kind of live vicariously and, through us, maybe they want to see that. I have mixed feelings about that.
Well, let us know.
Yeah, just let us know.
We won't do the musical montage.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I know that's entertaining to some. I just find a lot of it just kind of boring unless we see some really nice picturesque stuff. Maybe we'll do it then, but I don't know. All right. Let's cut, like I said, let's try to keep it short. One of the things that I forgot to do was get gas right when we left the RV park. So I had to go down to basically the next exit, and I'm going to tell you guys, don't do it. This place is called Tiger's Den. I don't know, maybe the food's okay. No, Heidi didn't get any food, so it must be pretty bad in there. Oh, she did get some food. But this is the exit going to Kusawachi. It's a 17 kind of area, and we pulled in here and gas is $3.69 for premium. Now I haven't paid more than $2.69 for premium all the way down. not only that, but if they're going to charge that much, at least allow the pump to go over $100 per transaction, because now I've got to do another transaction. I only got 27 gallons in there. Heidi said, just put enough in, we'll go up the street. I said, forget that. I'm not going to stop again, because some of these places like this was hard to navigate into. Just a heads up. Did you get some food?
Yeah, the wheel of death.
Wheel of death. Okay, I've got to do another transaction because my card stopped at $100 and I only have 22 gallons in there.
27.
27, sorry.
So we just had a skillet breakfast burrito.
Wheel of death.
Yeah, the wheel of death. And says hot stuffed pizza. And I don't know if you can see that, but it says it's a chocolate chip cookie. But anyway, I don't know where it says that it was hot and spicy, but it must have like sriracha or red hot, which
It's not a breakfast burrito.
actually everything in it tasted good, other than it was just spicy. Now my tongue's on fire.
Yeah, let's see how that works out.
Michael only took a couple bites. I ate all mine. I don't have to tell him that I was hungry later. I'll let him be the one. Yeah, I might have to go to the potty. Or get heartburn, one of the two. Anyway, on to our next place.
Drizzly.
Oh, yeah. It is very...
gray.
it's like Ohio.
But it's warm. It's not hot.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just warm.
It's definitely a warmer day than if we had this weather in Ohio. It'd be cold.
I have this theory, and it might be just BS. But I'll run it by you guys, and you tell me what you think. When I first came back to Florida after living in Ohio and being a driver for, I don't know how many years. It's when Heidi and I was in our 20s. Oh, I was in my 20s. Yeah, you were in your 20s too, when we went on our honeymoon. Our late honeymoon. And I had to ask because I was like 23 when I got married, and she was 19. So I noticed it seemed like there was a ton of broken down cars on the side of the road. Now, every time I get into Ohio and we're in Ohio for any period of time, I forget about that. I forget how there seems to be a lot of broken down cars, because in Ohio, occasionally you'll see a broken down car, but I could drive, I don't know, 100 miles, 200 miles, and we might see maybe one broken down car, two, I'll stretch and say two. As soon as we got across into North Carolina, closer to South Carolina for sure. Let me take that back. North Carolina, South Carolina border. It was like there's just broken down car after, just everywhere. Every vehicle was broken down. It seemed like every probably 25 miles we seen a broken down car. Now here's my theory on that. You guys could correct me if I'm wrong. In Ohio, literally in the winter, it could be life and death if your car breaks down, especially if you live really rural. So I know that even though I may neglect my vehicles to some extent, I don't want them to break down. There's no way I want them to break down. And if winter is coming up, I definitely don't want to work on my vehicle in the winter when it's cold. I can't, forget that. So what we do as Ohioans for the most part, and I'm assuming everywhere else in states that it snows a lot and gets cold, is right about this time of year, everybody starts looking at their antifreeze. They start looking at the condition of their tires. If their brakes are pulling one way or the other, they want to make sure that they're all equal, because if it's slippery out and you have one brake that grabs, you're off the road. If you've got bald tires, you're not going anywhere, and even if you do go anywhere, you try to turn, you're off the road. So I have the theory that we are forced to look at our cars at least once a year for wipers, for our battery condition. Usually what happens, Heidi knows, she sold batteries all those years. Usually the first cold snap that we have, maybe like for 4 days, her battery sales go through the roof. So it's not so much they break down, they just don't start. But antifreeze, we definitely look at our antifreeze. And our tires, we have to be aware of all that stuff. And that's kind of the basics there. I mean, as far as oil and oil changes, yeah, cars do pretty good. I think most of these cars that are on the side of the road, they're not on the side of the road because of an oil, their oil change went long. Yeah, I think it's because they had a tire blowout, or we have they have an overheat problem. So that's my theory. You guys comment down below, tell me what you think. Man, you people down south got it made. Your roads are a little bouncy, but flat, holy cow. If I towed like this all the time, I'd love it. So just under 2,000 RPMs, 72 miles an hour, and 9th gear. There's places I could have run 10th gear, but I just kept it in 9th gear. Man, it's doesn't make the gas mileage that much better because I'm going so fast. I bet you if I did it in the 63 mile per hour range, I would definitely get better gas mileage than what I am. But yeah, this is nice. Every once in a while, going over a bridge, I have to drop it down to 8th to keep my speed. But once I'm on top of the bridge, flip it back down to 9th again. Yeah, very, very nice to drive some relatively flat roads at this point. I'll tell you, I like that. Okay, my favorite road in all of Florida, and probably so far in all the part of the U.S. that I've traveled. Other than Indiana Turnpike, that one just is rough. However, seeing how I like to maybe speed a little bit, and to control my speed, a lot of times what I do is set my cruise control. Like most people, I'll set my cruise control. Yeah, it's okay to tow in cruise control as long as your gears aren't jumping up and down and doing all that kind of crazy stuff. 301, going through Florida, 301, which goes from I-10 and then south. It's a popular throughway to get to, let's say, Tampa. It's the way I've always gone. There's ways around it, however, I'm just saying. This road has more speed changes than any road than I've ever seen, ever. We just went from 55 to 45 to 60 to 65 in less than 2 miles. And this goes on all the way through all these little cities, all the way down through 301. So if you guys are ever in Florida and you're ever on 301 heading north or south, you're going to have so many speed changes. And guess what they like to do? Give out tickets, because each one of these little cities has their own little police department, likes to do their own thing. Some cities are better than the other. Now, we just finally went up to 65. I didn't even bother changing my cruise control to 65 because the speed's going to change right up here to where I'm going to drop back down to 60, 55, most likely 45 again. So just be aware that the 301 in Florida is the stupidest road, and it's been stupid like that for years. Really, I would rather them set it up just to be 55 the whole way. But they wouldn't get any traffic tickets issued that way. I mean, that's the way I see it. That's the only reason I could think. I know some of the cities that you pass through, it might be a little bit better to be doing 45. But they should not make it all these different speeds. It just it drives me nuts. Well, here's home for the night.
all for the cost of a $20 bill. Thank you, Passport America. And if you're not a Passport America member, check out the link below, and I think there's a link down below. But Passport America is something that you can buy a golden lifetime membership. That's what we did, and we're good. So it looks like I don't have to unhook. This is how far I'm out on the road. I told Heidi to take a picture of this and run it past the office and ask them if it's okay that I don't unhook, and I think it's going to be okay. So I just talked to a gentleman that has been here for quite some time, and here's something that's really odd, and I didn't know this until our trip that we went to Florida back in 2017, and that is down south, almost all the places you go, this is not a pad to park your RV on, which we knew. This is the pad to sit out underneath the canopy or the awning and chillax. We can't put out our step over there because it's too much, and the RV's a little bit unlevel. And you can see what we did here is took the leg out entirely, and Heidi's up there paying her big $20 fine or $20 whatchamacallit. We could do 50 amp or 30 amp. I told her I'm fine with 30 amp, and that's what we're running. It's already pretty cool in here. It's 71 degrees, and it's pretty warm outside. One thing we noticed whenever we started moving is that dirt seems to, as you go down the road, dirt seems to show up out of all kinds of different places that you didn't even know you had dirt. Again, you can see how warm it is, but you guys know how I like this humidity, this heat and humidity. But getting back to the dirt issue, Heidi swept the RV out entirely before we left. Now, just swept with the broom on the vinyl flooring surfaces, and she she got in the RV to put out the slides and that, and she immediately said, I have to sweep it out again. This is the dirt that she collected just from the move, just from us driving down the road, what has shaken out of the carpet, and not from underneath the slide. The slide's okay, it wasn't sandy underneath there, but a little bit out of that carpet, or I don't know, floor mat, and the same in the bedroom, but mainly she said right through here, she said that there was a lot of sand. So again, we're staying just for the night. The RV is not level, it is unlevel. The left side is down probably 1 3/4 inches. The slide side, I don't care. If I don't have to unhook, I have no problem with that. But other than that, it's pretty good. And the only reason is the lot is limited in size. I have the generator deal, whatever you want to call that thing. It's right up against that tree. I mean, it's just barely touching it. So that'll give you an idea of how tight the lot is, but not bad. And we made good time. We got here, I think it was right around 1, and we stopped for lunch. It's 2:22 now. It was pretty decent. I was pretty happy with the drive. How about you?
The lady's super nice. She's from Mata Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, did you you met Bob?
The little guy?
Yeah. He goes, was that your lovely wife? I asked her if I could pose for pictures.
I told him, strike a pose.
So, yeah, one of the gentlemen came by and he immediately wanted to strike up a conversation. He goes, what are you doing over there? And I said, I'm making a mess. Because the water pressure, you know, being at sea level, when you put a water tower up in the air, the water pressures down here, you know, are just, this water pressure has to be equal to, what was it, Virginia landing, or first landing in Virginia. If you guys haven't seen that video, if you just joined on with us, go back and check that out. It was a couple of years ago, and the water pressure, I couldn't believe how far I could shoot the water out the hose just from pressure, just shutting it off and then fast opening the water fill and how far it would take off. All right, one thing I found out whenever you fill this up with this water pressure, you got to let off occasionally because the water pressure so much it's blowing the tank up inside. It's even though there's a vent, the vent can't handle the amount of water. So how much water is there coming out? You guys are going to find this funny. Ready? I don't know if you've seen that, did you? It's crazy. This shit shoots all the way across all the way as far past my truck. It goes farther than the front of the truck. This water pressure could definitely screw up somebody's day, that's for sure. But yeah, you gotta occasionally turn it off whenever you're filling it up. Occasionally you gotta turn it off whenever you're filling up because the air pressure is blowing up the tank. The vent can't keep up with it. Every time I do that, a puff of air comes out. When I'm doing this, air's coming out the whole time, but yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe how strong it is. But better have strong water pressure than not enough, that's for sure. See, all that was air pressure, even though the tank's not full yet. Okay, Heidi says there's plenty, so we're going to do it again, even though the park ranger just went by. Watch this. How crazy is that? Definitely a place that you want to put pressure regulators on. Now, I've been to a lot of parks you don't need pressure regulators, and you kind of still don't have good pressure, but this is not one of them. Again, since we're just staying here for the night, we filled up our freshwater tank, and it filled that 60-gallon tank so fast that whenever I shut it off, when it gurgled, it just shot out everywhere. And that's whenever he was walking up the street. He goes, "What are you doing over there?" I said, "Making a mess." Heidi, I think, is going to do laundry.
Yeah, I got quarters from her.
Oh yeah, how far is laundry?
It's that building over there.
No, this one.
Yeah, the camper and the building. There's a washer and dryer, and there's a shower and a bathtub in there.
Really?
Or, sorry, a shower and a toilet in there. And it's $450 a month for the winter.
For the whole winter?
No, a month. Yeah, for a month for the winter months.
Wow, that's really good for winter months.
Yeah.
Now, I'll have to say though,
we just paid almost $600. The jellies don't.
Right, but
I mean, it wasn't.
But I have to say though, there's nothing here. There's not. This is a good place to live.
Right, and that's what she even said. She said that she was looking for a place to live here in Ocala for 2 years. Now she lives in there for free. She only works 32 hours a week, Monday through Friday.
Oh man.
Yeah, she says she's got it made.
So, I mean, I would consider this for
she says
one winter.
That when she retires, she's gonna look for a camper and live over here because it's cheaper.
Yeah, it is cheap.
So look how far we have to walk to do our laundry. This is pretty cool. I like to keep our laundry up because I don't like a lot of laundry. I don't even like to do laundry. But right here we are. Pretty cool. I hate lugging your laundry across the campground. In this case, it's close and it's not expensive. So here we go. So one thing I always try to tell you guys is what we're experiencing as far as internet in the area. And for this park here, Cliftwood, as Heidi just said, our T-Mobile, the downloads are fine. It's about 17 or 18 megabytes per second for downloads. So as far as streaming, movies, whatever, if I wanted to use a hotspot, I could do that just fine. Uploading, not so much. I was like 1.8 on the uploads, 1.8 megabytes per second. That's not good enough. So we went ahead and ran the unlimited $99 a month Easy Com LLC. That box that's back there in the window. I don't know if you can see it kind of right there.
The reason it's there is normally I set it in this window right here, but just so happens that's not the best direction because the speed wasn't very good. So I went ahead and I put it in the back window, and we got roughly I think it was 7 megabytes per second on the download and about 2 on the upload. I can do videos, but you guys know I shoot my videos in 1080 60 frames per second, and they're long. I mean, you see, you're watching one now, so it takes a while. If I get an upload speed that's right around 15 to 20, an hour-long video takes about 4 hours to upload, which is fine. I can do it at night when I go to bed, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so then the one other choice, you remember, we have redundant systems. You know, this here, T-Mobile, hotspots off of our phones. We have 3 phones that we can do hotspots off of. And those are about 25 gigabytes a month each that we can use as a hotspot. After that, they kind of throttle it. Not really, but they do. It all depends on how busy the tower is. So then as far as the unlimited one, of course, that's unlimited. There is nothing there. So if the speed's really fast with that, that's what we'll use. And usually we'll still use that for watching movies and stuff using our, we have 2 Rokus in here for each bedroom. We usually connect it to that unlimited one. However, the redundant system that we have is on the roof of the RV. We have the Wi-Fi Ranger that came factory, or I should say from the factory on this RV. That's one of the reasons that we kind of like this RV, was they started installing them as not options but standard equipment. And the Wi-Fi Ranger, all that does is help pick up a Wi-Fi signal if you're in a park that offers free Wi-Fi. Well, guess what? This park offers free Wi-Fi. No password, nothing like that. It's free Wi-Fi. And that connection allows us to get pretty good speeds. Not crazy, but I can definitely watch movies. I can definitely upload with these speeds. So 15.84 on the download and 10.87 on the upload. Again, that's using the Wi-Fi Ranger, which there's quite a few. If you look here, there's quite a few other options. We've done this in the past. We've talked to people that said, hey, I've got, internet, here's my password, that kind of thing. Some of these you can ignore, like the EasyCom, that's the one that I just talked about, that's ours. And then this direct to the FDR X3000, that's our camera, the camera that we're filming with. And then this is it, Cliftwood RV Park. It's open, but you can see everybody's internet that's in the area here. Yeah, it's nice. I'm really happy with having the Wi-Fi Ranger available.
Good morning. I'm shooting this with my phone, as you may be able to tell, and the reason is because the action camera is a little bit harder to take out of the air conditioning and shoot video with in the morning because of the humidity and how warm it is in the morning compared to the air condition that's going on in the RV. It's a very pleasant stay here. If you guys don't know, there's a highway, or I'm sorry, there's a road that's just outside behind that Hornet fifth wheel. So not this motorhome, but the fifth wheel. There's a pretty busy road there, and then just outside this gate is the main road, Anthony Boulevard, that takes you into this place and elsewhere. So it's kind of a different feeling whenever you're here and it gets busy, because the cars are relatively close, but it's not bad. I mean, you guys know what we're used to, and it doesn't bother us at all. The one thing that I noticed is the amount of exterior sweat, basically, that's on the RV, with the air conditioning just going to town inside there. You can see how humid it is, and that's expected, but this is one of the reasons that I was very concerned about whenever they were trying to put those single pane windows in. We would have only had single pane windows during our stay here.
So we had a visit last night. Let me talk about that. Yeah, look, can you imagine if that was a single pane window? How much thermal difference there would be inside the RV than what it is currently. I mean, this is just all, look. It would have been pretty rough. So who was our visitor last night? Our visitor was Deputy West. He came by and hung out for a long time. So Rick, tell your wife we're sorry we kept you so long. He tried to get away from us a couple times and we sucked him back in with another story. We had a great time though. That was awesome for him to come out here and just hang out with us. He just out of question, or just out of curiosity, had sent a message and said, when are you heading through the area? And we said, well, we're already stopped. And he says, are you near Ocala? And Heidi basically had said, yeah, we're in Ocala. We're staying in Ocala. And he says, well, I live in Southwest Ocala. And just within about 35 minutes he was here. So that was, like I said, that was really cool. I'm kind of cockeyed here. You can see what happens whenever I let my weight distribution bars down with that truck the way it is, and the stabilizer's kind of pushing up in the back. It does put that flap down on the ground, but as soon as I put the weight distribution bars up, I'll be good. So heading out of here, we only have about an hour and a half drive. We don't have to check in, or we can't check in necessarily until like 1. So I think today's going to be a good day for, guess what? Blue Beacon. Yeah, I think we're going to stop at the Blue Beacon and wait in line and get this thing washed. They did a relatively good job last time, so we'll see if they'll do the same thing for us this time. And the truck needs it badly. I just hate black. I've never cared for black trucks, and this is the reason why. So, and the RV needs it, obviously. Although the rain that we went through helped out with some of the bugs that were piled on the front. Heidi and I was talking, and we're going to maybe research what it costs to get the RV maybe detailed, washed and waxed on site somewhere. I don't know when, but I'd like to know. I'd like to know what people charge for something that's this length, and see what kind of job we get. I know they do that out west a lot, but I'm sure they have that service down here. Also, while I'm down here at some point, or while we're down here over the winter, I think I'm going to try to find a location maybe that might be able to install air compressor for the truck. So we left the campground. Really nice place. What was that lady's name? Marcia. Marcia was a very good host, and she come by. We got talking with her for a while. She was on her morning walk, and the neighbor came over from Minnesota. That was kind of cool. But yeah, really, really nice place. Old school. I love that. As long as it's taken care of, that's awesome. So headed out of there, stopped at a truck stop. There's a lot of truck stops on 75, which it's routing us down 75 at this point. We get off of 301 onto 75 immediately and got something to eat. Then went ahead and headed just a little bit further south on 75 for the Blue Beacon truck wash. So when we pull in here, there's 2 bays, which is kind of cool. So it's definitely going to go faster. I went ahead and put the cover on the generator in case they spray in those vents. What I'm finding is during rain, driving in the rain, hard rain, whatever, it's not getting wet back there. It doesn't get wet in the generator box, which is great. Those vents are definitely a winner all the way around. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, a lot of you do, but just in case, because I'll have somebody say, hey, what are you talking? What generator box? Look in my videos in the past, in my recent past, and it's under projects, I believe, and you'll see that I put together a generator box that's mounted on the back of the bumper. And the final design with those vents, that's definitely way to go. They definitely do the job. They vent plenty of air, and just all the way around, it's perfect. See, they got double lines here, and we're going to definitely get in relatively quick. We got another motorhome that's coming in behind us, but over here is a fifth wheel if you want to look going in. So this is a popular place for RVs, and we need it. Look at this. And then of course the back of the truck is, it's rough. It's really rough there. We're gonna get in here and get this thing washed, and we are not that far. We told the person that we spoke with at Forest Lake Village called us and left a message. I'm sorry, we talked to them. They called, we picked up the phone in time, and they, very polite, said, hey, we see that you're, destined to be checked in at our location today. Do you know approximately what time you might be here? That was nice. I mean, come on, this is busy season, and they are checking everybody that's coming in to make sure that they have an idea. She said that she's working from a location on site, but not in the normal location, probably because of the COVID thing. They've got our check-in information and packet all ready for us. We already know what site number we're going to be at. We don't have a map of where it is yet. When we get there, we'll be given a map. And she wanted to know about 50 amp or 30 amp. We said that we could do 30 amp, just like always, because like I had mentioned to her, a lot of these places want to charge for 50 amp in addition to what's supposed to be free. So that's why we're listed as a 30 amp rig. But she wanted to know, reconfirm the length of the rig and the amperage that we needed. So,
and the spot she put us on might be a 50 amp.
Yeah, it might be 50, which is fine. I like I told her, I would like to have 50. I don't need 50. Now, again, a lot of these places, they're taught, they're trained, they're wanting the 30 amp sites to be used up. It's just like renting a car. These rental car places, you ever notice if you go in early in the day to pick up your subcompact, the cheapest car they have, they'll do a free upgrade almost all the time. And the reason is it's really easy to get rid of the cheap cars as the day gets later. It's harder to get rid of the limousines and the big vans and SUVs and stuff. So they upgrade for their benefit, not yours, because at the end of the day, those people are rated by how many cars they got off their lot. So the fact that everybody wanted subcompacts and they all left with bigger vehicles for free or slightly upgrade charge is awesome, and the people are happy and they're getting rid of cars, and the people that come in late get the subcompacts, which are easy. Well, it's the same here with the RV sites. The best thing you could do is get all the 30 amp sites that not everybody necessarily wants filled. That way, if anybody comes in later and they say, I have to have a 50, then you've got 50s laying around. That's my advice. It's my theory. It's my BS. All right, we're moving up. We'll pick this up later.
That's get it all wet.
I have no clue how this is going to work, because these trucks have been for a long time. Watch anything to your right there. is going to be a nightmare, I think. Should I go down
One
and try to
way.
make it?
It's a one way.
Yeah, but I can go across.
I don't see anybody doing that. See if something's on.
Yeah, it's called a U-turn.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. I haven't done one of those down there yet, so.
Yeah.
Why is that on?
In 900 feet, turn left on State Route 52.
Yeah, there's no.
Turn left. Then turn
Make a
left on
sharp
State
left
Route
turn on State Road 52.
Maybe.
Hang on. It's going to be fun.
Turn left on State Route 52.
In 1/2 mile, be in any of the 3 right lanes. Then keep right to State Road 52.
To State Route 52.
It's funny.
Turn left on Clinton
I could've
Avenue.
ramped the truck. Woo! That'd been fun.
How dirty it'd been after that.
Wonder what the landing would have been like.
Can't exactly tell what they're doing.
Turn left
Oh,
on
they're building
Clinton
something
Avenue.
back there.
Yeah, really. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right.
In 3 miles, turn right on US Highway 301.
In 3 miles, turn right on US 301.
Biden for president. See that? I don't think I'm going to breathe that
Damn Lincoln Cups.
Turn left on Forest Lake Drive. Then
Like, see,
take
that
the
truck's
first
slowing down.
left.
Like, wait a minute. Where's the yard sale?
Oh, it's gone. Walk to it first.
No, I mean, I'll take them off.
Turn left on Hockey Drive.
Hockey.
Sales and information. So.
Come on out, dude. That's the entrance, right? Right here? Yeah. It's only one entrance.
Is that where it tells us to go?
Proceed in office before go through traffic. So, yeah. Yeah, check in.
Right here?
I don't know.
Arriving
Can I
at
tell
Forest
you?
Lake Village on the left.
Campers, what's it say?
Welcome camper self check-in.
All right.
My mask on. I don't know
Guest
where it's
parking.
at.
I'm a guest. And site number 3. Where's site number 3 at on here?
So we made it to Forest RV Resort. Yeah, well, I don't even know what it's called now. Forest Lake Village RV in Zephyr Hills, Florida. It is like 89 degrees today, and it is beautiful, just beautiful out. The sites are a little small. They're adequate. The place is very nice, clean. Everybody's really super friendly. That's about it, all I know for now, because we just got here. I cooked on the grill. We had some pork chops and some fried potatoes. Well, I grilled them. And Brussels sprouts. We'll see if Michael ate any. I don't know if he did or not. But so far, the electric's good, the water's good, and the internet, but we put our AT&T AT&T up through the EasyCom, and I believe the modem works better than the omnidirectional. So I'll pan around here and show you what the park looks like. So I'll pan around slowly. This is from our site. We've already met a couple of our neighbors, super nice people. These guys over here in the Sandpiper, he's full-time RVing also, working full-time on the road. But overall, this so far is a great place. They have a heated pool and a heated hot tub that is open 24 hours a day. They have shuffleboard and horseshoes and things like that. And then if you're full-time staying like a permanent site or a longer term site, they do have another place for them there's other activities for the people that are permanent or longer term here. So like I said, so far it's been great, and we'll pick back up with you later.
Well, it's kind of nice that we finally got to the point where we can relax for a couple of weeks. Last minute decision, I ran over to Lutz, Florida, to the FedEx and picked up my bike. It was delivered over there. Traffic, it was 5 o'clock. It was incredible. It took us forever. And it was just long. And the people are just, I remember how people drove down here from whenever I came down here working back in 2005. So nothing's changed there. The traffic in general, I don't get it. Well, I do get it. Everybody's from different places, so they're all driving the way they would from wherever they were at initially when they transplanted down here. So doesn't surprise me though. Broke down cars on the side of the road. Drove through a Trump thing on one side and a Pence thing on the, or I'm sorry, a Joe Biden thing on the other side. It was kind of funny. Took a couple shots of that. But a lot of traffic, and I mean, that's expected. I mean, I expect that. That's nothing new. So it rained when we were gone. It didn't rain where we were at, but it must have poured here for a short period of time. And we have Heidi's bike outside. It's all chained up and has a cover on it that we purchased, and we'll give you some sort of review whenever we get some more time with all this stuff. But so far so good. And as far as the air conditioner, we did get 50 amp service here. We're running everything that we want to run, which is really nice. I understand why people want to have 50 amp, and we could have got away with 30, but it's nice to know that both airs can be on. We can run the microwave, you know, and we can turn on the hot water tank element if we want, that kind of thing. And one of the things that I've said in the past as far as air conditioners and the way that they cool, I was talking to the neighbor that's behind us, and they're full-time RVers. Because of COVID or whatever, he works for Apple, and they sent him, you know, to where he's working at a remote location now. And he was saying the same thing that I've always said, but you know, that's not necessarily true. And that is with the air conditioners and what their capacity is. They say that these RV air conditioners, 15,000 BTU, 13,500 BTU, it doesn't make a difference. They say that they effectively can only cool the RV 20 degrees below what the temperature is outside, the ambient temperature outside. And I think that's true with RVs that aren't insulated very well, maybe, and you know, direct sunlight, no shade, that kind of a thing. But we are in a fair amount of sun here, and we have some shade. and it was 90 degrees out today. Oh, come on, think about that. 90 degrees out today, and we have a temperature inside here. We were at 65 degrees. Well, I mean, if you do the math, that's 25 degrees below what the outside temperature was. And we had only been running the air conditioners for a short period of time, so there was a lot of moisture still in the RV that was being extracted out of the air. But yeah, if you, like, we could plug in one of our, we have a blower fan, which will probably run to help the air circulate. You know, the air conditioners are doing the best they can, but they need to pull in all the air in the RV that it can, so it can condition that air, take the moisture out, which in turn everything's cooler too, and blow it back out again. And it needs to have a good pattern to do all that. So if you guys run an extra fan, just like we have a tower fan in the bedroom that we run, and we have, like I said, a little blower fan that will run also, just to keep air circulating. The other thing is with fans, even if it's, let's say, 63 degrees inside the RV, if I don't have any air blowing on me, that 60 degrees feels really nice when you come in from outside. However, if you're underneath of some sort of event that's blowing on you, that 63 degrees can feel awful cold. You know, you have a wind chill effect going on that's cooling your body. Fans are definitely something that will cool humans no matter how hot it is. If you've got enough moisture in your body, enough liquids, you're staying hydrated, fans will cool you even under some severe heat conditions. So just a tidbit that everybody knows already. But yeah, even just a little battery powered fan, if you just put it near you, you'll find that you won't necessarily have to drop your temperatures inside your RV as much. So maybe we only need to put our temperature to 70 degrees inside the RV and run a couple fans, and we'll feel better about it, because those fans will keep us cool, and of course the air that's going on. The other thing that you could do whenever you're running fans is you could run the fans on low, and then you could turn your air conditioners up above, back here, those units, you could turn those on low too, to get the noise just a little bit less. You know, it makes it a little bit quieter inside, and you're not yelling at each other because the air conditioner's making all the noise that it is right now. All right, I think I'm getting ready to watch some TV, have a couple snacks, and call it a day. What does Heidi think about it?
Tired.
She was falling asleep, I think, on the way home. She's like zoned out. I asked her, what's the weather like tonight? And I didn't hear anything from her. And then I look over and I don't know what she was doing, but I said, what's the temperature? And she goes, oh, I zoned out, I didn't hear you.
Well, tomorrow I'm gonna get.
Oh, we need to order. Yeah, we got.
Well,
it's just here. I'll show you. I don't care.
Hey, yeah.
Look at all this. Look, it's just, we got mishmash. The bed's all goofed up. We got stuff here. We got stuff back there. We got that stuff there. So
well,
yeah.
I've been kind of waiting till we actually stop for more than 24 hours.
Right.
To be able to get all organized and get everything put where it needs to be, and I hope I don't have too many garbage bags.
All right, tell everybody bye till tomorrow.
Bye till tomorrow.